have swung behind us. And I should say, by the way, that it's not just Labour politicians. We've had support also from politicians of the Conservative persuasion and Lib Dems as well. The Tory MP for Beckenham, Bob Stewart, has commented that it was ludicrous that Lewisham's wonderful hospital is to be destroyed. He's gone on record of supporting us, and so has Simon Hughes from Bermondsey. So this is not just a political issue, it goes across the spectrum. From politicians to churches and faith groups, and I'd like to read out a brief statement we've received from Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Archbishop Tutu, who is a Nobel Prize winner, was a long-term resident of Lewisham in Grove Park. He officially opened the Riverside wing of our brand new hospital in 2007. We contacted him, and his response to these proposals was, he stands foursquare behind the petitioners. He described the plans to close down vital services as scandalous. He said that he hoped that good sense will prevail. Let's hear for Archbishop Desmond Tutu. So from the politicians and the churchmen back to the hospital, and this time we have one of our senior nurses from the A&E department at Lewisham, a matron, Sarah Carver. Sarah.
Thank you. Can I just say this is much more nerve-wracking than running an A&E department. I just want to start off by adding my thanks to everybody. Okay, thanks. Can you hear me? The staff that came out of the hospital earlier on when we marched past have just sent me a text to say that they really want me to say a huge thank you to everyone from the bottom of their hearts, because they felt humbled and very emotional when we all marched past. So thank you from them and from me. As other people have said, it's very difficult to know what to say to you. So I thought I would share with you a letter that I wrote to Matthew Kershaw at the beginning of all the nonsense that started last year. And this is what I said. Dear Mr. Kershaw, I am a matron of the Adult A&E department at Lewisham Hospital, as well as a local resident. And I'd like to mark this, the final day of your consultation period, with a matron's perspective. I've listened to you, and I hope that you will do the courtesy of listening to me. Over the last few years, I have been to numerous meetings in order to plan for the busy A&E department's future, a future that included services for local families in a purpose-built A&E department. Over the last few months, we opened that purpose-built department to the tune of £12 million. The services allow for fast, efficient services, high-quality care and state-of-the-art resuscitation facilities, which meet the targets. Over the last few weeks, I've listened with an open mind to you and your colleagues trying to justify downgrading essential emergency services at Lewisham Hospital against the local population's wishes. And over the last few days, I've taken calls from London Ambulance Service telling me that our neighbouring A&E departments are overrun with patients and that they need to divert services to us at Lewisham. This is not an isolated incident. It happened every week. I've also assisted in the emergency delivery of a baby who didn't quite make it to the maternity services, but our colleagues in the maternity service were on hand to help save that baby and the mother. That wouldn't happen if those maternity services or the A&E services were not there. Lewisham has one of the fastest growing populations in London and is under daily pressure to meet the demands of the local community. Let us continue to serve them. Our neighbouring trusts, local community services and the London Ambulance Service will not cope with the added pressures that downgrading Lewisham Hospital would bring. Finally, I would like to invite you, Matthew Kershaw, to visit our department, where I will show you around in person our purpose-built facility and explain to you how we wish to continue meeting the needs of our local community. He has not taken me up on this offer. I've also written to Jeremy Hunt with a similar invitation. He has not taken me up on my offer either. If these people had bothered to visit the clinical areas at Lewisham or King's or QE or the Prue, they would find busy, overflowing A&E and maternity units. Yet they still feel qualified to propose these sweeping cuts. And just finally, I'd like to share with you something my 9-year-old recently asked me. He said, "Where will the people who would have gone to Lewisham A&E go if it closes?" I couldn't come up with a plausible answer. If my 9-year-old son can see what a mistake is being made, it should be crystal clear to grown men. Finally, thank you very much. Please save our A&E, save our hospital and save the NHS.
Let's hear it for Sarah Carver, matron in the A&E department at Lewisham. I've got a brief message on a completely different tack, which is we're trending on Twitter. So that's good news. From nurses, I'm now going to go back to patients. I'm going to read out a couple of messages from patients about their care in the hospital. I've got a message from Pandora, who says, "Thank you to all the staff of Lewisham A&E for looking after my 9-year-old who has really suffered from a severe case of norovirus. You are all brilliant. I never will forget how you saved my life either when I was just a teenager." Sarah says, "My partner wouldn't be here today if we didn't have Lewisham A&E. So, thank you all at Lewisham Hospital for keeping him alive." Now, I welcome on stage Steve Turner. Steve?